President-elect Donald Trump will get sworn into office again Monday, and his new administration could benefit one of his major allies here in Texas. Once it's overseen by someone appointed by Trump, the feds could bring an end to a years-long investigation into Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton. This afternoon, we are joined by Vianna Davila with Propublica and the Texas Tribune. She wrote about this in a story that was published today. Vianna, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you for your time.
So a lot of us remember 2 years ago when the Texas Senate acquitted Ken Paxton after his impeachment trial. And while that may have cleared up some political headaches for him here at home, the Department of Justice still had an open investigation into many of the same accusations he faced during his impeachment. Why did the feds want to focus on him?
Yeah, so this is all tied together. Back in 2020, some of Mr. Paxton's senior staffers at the AG's office went to the FBI to report what they felt was an abuse of the office and the power of the office by Mr. Paxton. This again was the subject of the impeachment trial and his help to a real estate developer named Nate Paul, who is also a donor to Mr. Paxton. Mr. Paul was under investigation by the FBI and went to Mr. Paxton for help. And these staffers said that, Mr. Paxton asked them to look into the FBI's investigation of Mr. Paul. They didn't find anything. He hired another attorney outside who was also worked with or had connections to Mr. Paul. And they just felt that this was not a proper use of the office. And so that was in fall 2020. We know at least as of November 2020, the FBI started looking at him, and the impeachment did not end that investigation.
And with Trump set to take office again just this next week, how could that affect the future of that investigation into Ken Paxton?
Yeah, I spoke to a number of lawyers, including former federal prosecutors, who said, typically when you have a case involving someone like Ken Paxton that's very high profile, that is ongoing, and we know it was ongoing at least as recently as August of this year, we've got no word that it's closed. Typically a new administration comes in, they're going to look at those cases. They're going to try to see, okay, what's here? What should we do? But their feeling is that because of the relationship with Mr. Trump and how he said he plans to use the Justice Department, potentially to go after some of his own enemies, or that he has felt that they have treated him unfairly, they feel it's very likely that the case against Mr. Paxton will go away. Either he could pardon him, or what they felt was more concerning is if he intervenes in some way, subtle or not subtle.
Well, it will be so interesting to follow that for sure as this new administration begins. But before we let you go, of course, many people know about the very close relationship that both Trump and Paxton have with each other. Are there any chances or experts that are suggesting Paxton could get a position within this new administration?
I mean, he was, I think some people thought he would be the new U.S. Attorney General, but Mr. Trump, or President Trump, passed over him twice, as we know, for folks from Florida, where he has been based for many years. Now, Mr. Paxton did announce today that 2 of his staffers are actually going to be in the Trump administration, so there's clearly connections there. I think there's a lot of suspicions that Mr. Paxton's actually going to challenge Senator John Cornyn for his seat, but we have a long way to go, so anything could happen.
Indeed, it does. So much more to follow there. But Vianna Davila, thanks again for being with us and for your reporting.
Thank you.